Hello, beautiful and magnificent beings. Welcome to Energy and Light. I am so happy and excited to be back. I really missed you guys. And I just want to start by saying thank you so much to everyone who left comments asking how I was, what was going on in my life. I really appreciate that. It was very sweet and thoughtful, and it really touched my heart. Where to begin? I guess I'll start with the water poisoning, or actually water chemical poisoning. Those of you that have been with me a while might remember this happened to me about a year ago. I think it was a year. But this time it was a reverse effect where I actually looked worse than I felt, even though I didn't feel great, but I had just restarted my channel and it was starting to pick up and I didn't want to stop, and I felt okay to make videos, but I was pretty scary looking. My face looked like a 150-year-old catcher's mitt that had been used in the major leagues. The chemicals basically dry you out and from the inside out, and my skin felt like it was on fire. It actually looked like my cheeks were bright red. Anyway, I tried to hide a lot of this by using filters. So if you see any of my old videos with filters, that's basically why I was using it, but I don't think I was fooling anybody. So, but this time it was slightly different. I actually felt worse than I looked, and I did go to the hospital this time. But unfortunately, they couldn't do anything for me other than give me a shot for the pain, because they said they didn't know what kind of chemicals I had taken, and they just were pretty much useless. But I don't really have a high hope for people in the health industry from personal experience. I'm not saying everyone's horrible and bad. I know there are some good doctors and nurses out there, but I thought at least a saline flush or some kind of flush, would help. But she said that it was actually better to just drink water. And it just takes so long, because the last time this happened, it was like 4 to 6 months before I was 100%. And I mean, it would just, like I said, was so hard on my skin. So basically what I've been doing is water fasting, green juice fasting, and kombucha. Which brings me to my first shout out, KombuchaLiz. Thank you so much for starting your channel. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I ever would have got around to making this if it wasn't for you. And Liz has an amazing channel. If you are not drinking kombucha or making your own kombucha, you really should. So please check out her channel. She's a wealth of knowledge on the subject. She's been doing it for years. And this really has helped in my recovery. I've noticed such a difference, and especially with the mood. It just really uplifts you, and it's delicious, and it's really fun to make. So again, check out KombuchaLiz. Mwah. Okay, and I actually have a list here. There's so many things. This has been the most insane month. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this in my life, to be honest. And again, there were so many things, I just had to make a list. I didn't want to leave anything out. And the next issue was the energy. As many of you are aware right now, there's a lot of craziness going on in the world, as most of us know anyway, but also there's been a lot of different fluctuations in the energies with the earth, with the sun, and it hit me really hard. I'm super sensitive anyway, but it has never taken a toll on me like this. Normally when I think of the word exhaustion, you're just extremely tired, but you can still get on with your life, you can function. This wiped me out for like 2 or 3 weeks. I was either on the couch, on the bed. I couldn't even get up to shower or brush my teeth. And when it came to eating, I would just grab whatever I could out of the fridge, go lay down and eat it. And this was kind of scary, because it also made me think maybe there's something else going on. But I think it was just just the energy, because this has been going on for quite a while. It just hasn't hit me quite like this. And also during this time, well, I thought there were some days that I would get up and I had a little bit more energy, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna make a video today. But then something would happen that would just distract me for the entire day. Let me see. One day the washing machine broke, which was very frustrating. Something would happen, I kid you not, practically every single day. It was insane, and I would just try to fight through. For example, I lost my voice for an entire week, and I don't get cold, flu, anything like that. I've kind of programmed myself not to experience that anymore, and I think the last time I was actually sick with a cold was maybe 11 or 12 years ago. And so some weird chest, throaty thing happened. I kind of had a scratchy throat, and then within 2 hours, bam, my voice was gone, and I was a little freaked out by that. One day my washing machine broke. I still haven't fixed that yet. And one of my pets became sick, like literally overnight. I don't know what was going on. He suddenly started dropping weight, and I freaked out. I was able to get him to the vet, and he was having some kind of intestinal issues. And I just finished giving him the last of his medicine, and he's not in the clear yet, but he's doing better. And hold on just a second, and I'll go grab him. I'll introduce you. Okay, so you can see. Oh, I know. This is Kippers, aka Puss Puss, aka Snuggle Puss, aka Precious. Okay. And also, where I live, we've been receiving unusual amounts of rain, and something I've never heard of until recently. I suddenly was infested in my kitchen sink and bathtub with something called springtails. And if any of you have ever dealt with them, you know they're not easy to get rid of right away. So that was a battle on top of everything else that was going on, trying to get rid of those little insects, which took about a week, and occasionally I still see some, and I'm working on getting rid of those. But all hell broke loose. And this leads me to my next shout out, Michele Duquet. Hi Mimi. Please check out her channel. She has a lot of inspiring and uplifting experiences, and plus she always starts out her channels with beautiful nature. In her most recent video, she was talking about how we need to take time to rest, especially people who are energy workers. And this really started to open my eyes more to stop fighting and realize what was going on and just surrender to it. Thank you for that video. And again, please check out her beautiful channel. And between her video and the next thing that happened was, as I'd mentioned in some of my other videos, I would say 95% of the videos I create come to me through my morning meditation. It's not just something I randomly come up with and go do. So I just sit quietly, and I usually get several at a time, and then I just write them down so I don't forget them. But that suddenly stopped, and that has not happened since I started this channel. So that was a little bizarre to me, especially after, you know, you're so used to something like that every day, and then all of a sudden it's just silence. And so between that and watching her video, I was like, okay, enough. I need to relax, I need to surrender. And I just push myself so hard now, because when I was younger, one of the bad habits that I had developed was I often started projects and I never finished them. Whether it was something I loved, I was having a good time doing, or maybe it's something I didn't like, but I just, for whatever reason, I never finished it. So as I began to work on myself over the years, that was one of the things I really took on and tackled. So sometimes I don't realize I need to take a break. I'm just so focused on get it done, get it done, get it done. So then I just started to surrender, relax, stop stressing out, and lo and behold, and of course, not really much of a surprise, but once I started to calm down and just let everything go, all of the craziness, of course, started to calm down. Things, I didn't have something breaking down or infesting the house or any other weird or unusual sicknesses happening. And the next shout out goes to Jace Jacobs. Hello, Jace. He has an amazing high vibrational uplifting poetry channel. And he's also doing a really wonderful thing where he is bringing YouTube community together. Like, I don't know anyone else that's doing this really. And there's so many of you out there that I never would have met if it wasn't for him. So I'm really grateful for that as well. And not too long ago, Jace was also talking about how he was getting so caught up in YouTube and just watching everyone's videos and creating his own. And I know at one point he was kind of sick, and then at another time, one or both of his eyes, he had some kind of an issue from being on the computer all the time. And it's funny because while that was happening, I warned him because I knew, you know, what could happen. I've experienced it before, but I didn't realize I was back on that road myself again. So hopefully I learned my lesson this time. And I'll put a link below to all the people I mentioned so you can easily get to their channels. And so now I am feeling so much better. Everything is clearing up. I actually feel a little, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel different, like a different person somehow. And let me check my list one last time. I think I mentioned everything I wanted to. And since morning meditations, everything came back to me. So I've got a lot of videos that's going to be coming back. I'm getting back into my swing. I just have to learn not to be so obsessed, not to do every video every single day. I enjoy it, but not to the point that I am suffering or everything around me starts to suffer and fall down. And again, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for hanging in there and waiting. And again, for those who were checking up on me, it was very sweet. So I have a video that's going to be coming out very soon for you. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you soon. Sat Nam.